Alright, so we're going to start a little video. We're starting here in town of Toppenish at the Yakima. We're going to go out towards the town of Harrah on Fort Road. Going out this way, you have nice views of Mount Adams, which is we'll see if we can get it in the camera at some point. We're going past Elmwood Road on Fort, so we're heading west.
Fort Road is originally populated with the Native Americans were here. There were some Filipino and Japanese families that lived in the area, and there were a lot of people who came from Canada that were of French descent. And I actually have some ancestors that lived along this road. We are now passing Legends Casino. It is recently closed because of the virus, but it's a big tourist draw. There's a huge hotel, fancy hotel, a casino's wonderful food. There's murals in the area of Toppenish and all kinds of historical markers. It's a lovely place to visit. To the right is more of the Yakima Nation agency. They have a variety of offices. They have a former campground there that they're redoing. There's a longhouse, there's a museum, there's libraries, doctor's offices, all kinds of wonderful things. Along Fort Road is a mecca for farming. You can see lots of fields of hops, grapes, and a variety of other agricultural crops. Coming up on our left, in about a mile, you will see Heritage College, which is now closed, and they offer a variety of programs for people that are pursuing nursing, education, all different kinds of vocations. And it is at a site that was originally an elementary school and a grange, and it's evolved over time. I think it's highly recognized in our world, our nation. I grew up on a hop farm in Harrah. My dad's parents are from...
Hops on the right.
Are from French Canadian descent, and they settled originally in Minnesota, and then came over to East Valley of Yakima area, settled in Toppenish for a few years, agricultural area of course, and then relocated to our current family farm in Harrah.
Grapes on the right.
I think this is the Gamache Farms area. My great-grandmother was a Gamache.
At the end of this road is Fort Simcoe. It's an old army fort.
You can see Mount Adams in the distance.
It's on your
Beautiful.
left.
If you look closely, you can see...
It's about 11 o'clock.
You can see a horse and a man that's been bucked off the horse in front of the horse.
On the side of the mountain, that's what that looks like. I'm going to go to 2X view.
Heritage University is coming up right away on your left.
I'm sorry that the phone holder's kind of shaky.
On the right was the Mckinley Grange, which was burned down years ago, about 20 years ago. And then the original elementary school building that was part of the beginning beginnings of the campus burned about 10 years ago, and they rebuilt it. And there's been a lot more buildings added on since.
Still on Fort Road.
You could probably go a little faster, can't you?
I'm going a whopping 49 miles an hour. Lots of hot poles. South Wapato Road. Wapato means wild potatoes in Yakima Indian. We're on the Yakima Indian Reservation in central Washington.
Yeah, I was raised.
Central meaning the middle of Washington.
I was raised in this area, so my heart goes out to this whole community where several extended family members have been sickened by the virus and some have died. It's a sad, interesting time we live in. We grew up having classes in elementary school and somewhat in middle school and high school where they came, elders in the community came in and taught us, just like they have music or art, but they taught us words and cultures and craft for the Yakima Indian Nation, and it gave a lot of us who are not members a real appreciation for their culture and their natural ways. I do have a little bit of Native American, but it's from Canada and some from southern, like Kansas, that area, Oklahoma, in my heritage, but not a lot. It's a mixture of French. They mixed in with the French, which is called Métis, and the area that my paternal grandfather came from in Canada, the whole area is populated with Métis, which is a mixture of Native American and French.
Not much traffic out here.
There's the big wheel lines they use in agricultural fields to deliver water. Farming is a very risky business.
Yep. Even cat food is a frisky business. I think that says it's a sunshine range.
The owner of Seattle Slough, the famous racehorse, lived out in White Swan near the end of this road. Well, it goes into another road, but
Seattle Slough ran in the Triple Crown, won it back in the 70s.
several of his offspring were winners in the racing of horses. We are coming up to Lateral A, and along Lateral A, especially when you get closer to the town of Yakima, there's a lot of farm stands where you can buy boxes of fruit and vegetables, and people come from all over the state, sometimes Oregon to get fruit and vegetables to bring back in can or freeze or whatever.
Yep.
White Swan is about 12 miles.
And Fort Simcoe's 20. They actually have a sign now. Or, oh dear. I hope nobody else says, oh dear, after you burp. Excuse me, I think is what you're supposed to say. Earth Customs on it, I think. Lateral B.
They have huge canal systems for bringing water from the Yakima River, throughout the Yakima Valley. And when they were building out New Harrah in this area, there was a big house that was on a barge. And as they were digging the big canal, people lived and worked and ate and slept in this big house. People that worked in the digging in their family construction. It was quite an amazing story.
It was a land barge.
Yeah. Now those irrigation canals are often full of fish. Some are planted, some just come in from the river. And sometimes people will fish there, and a lot of wild asparagus and other herbs grow along it. When I was a kid, we used to go along the canal banks and pick wild asparagus. Occasionally see evidence of coyotes.
Coyotes.
Yeah.
Guess what's next? Besides lateral B, is lateral C. That's lateral C right there. Some kids over there playing with a go-kart or something. Ran out of juice, so they're just pushing the thing. I don't think it's a go-kart. It's those electric big toy cars that kids get for Christmas sometimes.
There used to be a lot of asparagus grown in this general area, but over time it's evolved into more grapes and hop fields.
Yep. A lot of people hop in the fields. You have to hop a lot more when you have to reach down to pick something.
A lot of local kids in this rural area of Harrah, White Swan, Toppenish, Brownstown, Parker of the Lower Valley, and further on in the valley
Harrah.
are members of like 4-H.
Harrah Road.
Where they might learn what they call homemaking skills, knitting, sewing, crocheting. But also there's 4-H clubs for livestock.
Gas station.
And there's also Future Farmers of America, where kids raise farm animals, greenhouse projects.
Now we're heading north.
Yeah, we're almost to Harrah. There is a flower farm here on the left that's been here for quite some time. Looks like the peonies are coming up and the irises. It's a good place to come and get flowers for Memorial Day.
Look at your irises with your eyes. With your irises. I don't know what that was in the road there. Plastic bags. I hope it wasn't headgear from hospital. I don't know what it was.
This is where Virgil is. That got the salmon that graduated with my brother.
Yeah.
Virgil Blevins is also on YouTube, and he works in the logging industry. He's a Yakima native. He graduated with my brother Jeff, and from White Swan. And he and his family can a lot of salmon. Go to the river and can salmon.
When did that burn down? Looked like it was a nice house.
I think this is Gasoline's farm. The Hines used to live over here. Bouchers used to have mint in the area.
Yeah.
In St. Mary's. Some of these families have retired. Vitalis. Boycells. Reels. Gasolines.
I'm sorry that the phone is at an angle.
This area on the left, I believe, was called Great Popular, and it was a series of homes for handicapped individuals. And I remember going and visiting there.
That place back there?
Yeah, when I was a kid with my 4-H and campfire group.
Yeah.
But now it's private homes.
Yeah.
Upcoming Harrah.
This is the town of Harrah.
Yeah, it has about 1,000, maybe a little over 1,000 people now. It has an elementary school and it has a private elementary school system. I believe there's 3 or 4 churches, a country store,
Country.
and a hair salon. There's a restaurant and Hispanic foods business, laundromat. One's a Grange, but I believe now it might be an alcohol and drug center. At least it was at one time. There is Harold's Market,
Down the left.
beauty store, and then over here is the diner.
Alright, now I'm at a stop sign, so I'll see if I can...
The Spur Tavern was closed for a long time. I don't know if it's still open, but they used to have really good burgers, and sometimes people would come here just for the food. Hush and Hush Fertilizer is on the left.
Well, that's a little better.
You want to drive just down Main Street.
Yeah. Let's see if I can get this straight.
This is
straighter.
Tri-West Seeds and Peppermint.
Alright, hopefully that's good enough for you guys.
That warehouse has been there for a long time. They used to use the train to load a lot of that agricultural
There's the railroad tracks.
products, and people could take the train into Yakima or Seattle or wherever.
I think
Here's this used to be Hertz Market. I used to ride my bike, and then later when I'm a licensed drive here and work here at this little market. The Harrah Farm Shop. There's the elementary school. I went there, and the post office. Part of Hush and Hush on the left.
I don't know. I'm trying to get this thing so it's more
Whitefoot
straight
Studios.
up.
Local artists.
See how long it stays. It's still kind of cattywampus.
There's one of the churches, which is a Grace Brethren Church.
It has a school in it, I think, doesn't it?
No. And then here is the Harrah Assembly of God, which Pastor Campfield and his family have a veterinarian clinic.
Ah.
Private homes.
That's where, what's his name?
Shepherds.
Campfield, what's his name?
Gerald Campfield.
Gerald, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not Gerald. Gerald. Without the D.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so now we've gone through the town.
Oh, the Hebert. Someone's living in the old Heberto house. That's wonderful. The Pews.
Hughes,
House. Boss's house. There's
Yep.
all different people there now. But
yeah. When the Pews moved out, they created quite a stink.
the Bouchers. Sinelaires. Cottages. Stacks.
How many minutes are we? 19. Then we'll turn around on the stack place. Then we'll go to the the Double R Hop Ranch, and then we'll close this video. That's about 3 minutes or so from here. This is the Stacked Steel Supply, Shadow Mountain Silhouettes. heading south.
Just outside of Harrah is another farming area and corporation that Naba and his family have owned for 3 generations. And they ship a lot of corn and a variety of vegetables all over the state. And there are restaurants and stores like Fred Meyer's that sell their products. It's huge.
That was an irrigation canal, that bump we went over. There's a bunch of them around here.
I used to take my horse at this veterinary clinic and our dogs.
Now you can see the other side of the street. Coming from the other way.
Oh, there's people out there walking. Wonderful.
Yeah. I tried walking on a school campus, even though there wasn't kids there, and they said get off. Which I guess is okay. Did you work there?
Yeah, when I was a teenager.
It looks like it's in sad shape right now.
Oh, he's been retired for several years.
Spur Tavern. Yeah, they got the
They have
lights
really
on.
good food there. The crowd sometimes can be a little
Looks like they opened
obnoxious.
it back up again at some point.
There was a man that owned this business that passed away recently from the virus, this Hispanic business.
Yeah.
It created
Too
quite a
bad.
concern because one of his
It's too
employees
bad.
who was obviously sick, it's too bad, obviously sick, knowingly sick, went
into
to
it?
our local Toppenish Safeway, spread the germs around some more, and he didn't have any protection on.
Yeah, that
Here's
wasn't
Hush
safe
and
for the
Hush.
Safeway store.
Hush and Hush fertilizer and chemicals.
I think this is new, isn't it?
That's been there. That's the Christian school.
Oh.
Your nieces
Oh,
and nephews
okay.
went there. I used to live in
Nieces?
this. Yeah, I used to live in that little house.
Yes, you did. You can't see it. It's off camera. So this is the hop ranch right
My
here.
grandfather had a lot of little houses. A lot of them are derelict or been torn down or burned. But he used to provide homes for people to live in that worked for him years ago, which was a nice thing to do. He didn't have to do that, but he did.
Yeah, here's the offices of the hop ranch.
Oh,
Right
yeah.
here.
See if my brother is
They
here.
just opened it up.
Should we see?
I don't know.
Here. There's a UPS. Should we stop it for now?
Yeah.
I think my brother's
Well,
truck's here.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the little button to the lower right of the screen that says subscribe. And hit the little bell if you want to know when I post any more videos.